He'll just sleep in when you think's good.
Okay.
This man from Texas had been sitting on the same spot alone every single day for 3 years. Nobody knew who he was. Nobody knew why he was waiting. Nobody knew who he was waiting for. Until after all these years, one person did something very small that changed his life forever. Nightfam, if you saw this guy, what would you do? Because the story I'm about to tell you will most likely change your answer by the end of it. Our accidental hero goes by the name of Ginger Sprouse.
On the way to work every day, I would see this guy standing on the corner, and he was the happiest person I ever saw, but not in a good situation.
Rain or shine, he would be there, just watching the world move around him. And so a thought came to Ginger's mind. What if I just get out of my car and finally talk to this stranger? Little did she know it would be the beginning of something very rare. His name is Victor Hebert, a man in his early 30s. He was waiting there all these years for his mom. He stayed there because she promised him she would be back after she left many years ago. On this spot, this poor guy was reliving his childhood trauma. He was stuck. Moved by his story, Ginger kept coming back to know more.
I started visiting with him.
Yeah.
I would get a cup of coffee and I would go sit with him right where he was. I mean, for a good 6 months.
And in their conversations, more things surfaced. She found Victor to be a kind, loving, and gracious man. And as it turned out, Victor was battling mental illness. At this point, there was no turning back. Ginger had to help him, and so she set up a Facebook page called This is Victor and started sharing his story with the world. She set up a GoFundMe to help him get treatment. She cooked meals for him and washed his clothes. She accompanied him in his visits to the doctor. She even hired him to work at her cooking school. And when it started to get cold outside, she even invited him to move into her house, to live with her husband. And quick enough, he became a part of their family. They even took him on trips, and soon enough, all this generosity became infectious as more people witnessed its power. Next thing they knew, thousands were already following Victor's journey, and he has received at least $28,000 in donations. But Nightfam, this is not even the best part of the story yet. Because the very reason Victor was found in that sad corner, alone, waiting for 3 years, also finally came to an end. With the help of his thousands of followers on Facebook, Victor finally reunited with his mother.
I feel like God just dropped a blessing on me, you know? Came out of nowhere, you know, it just hit me.
This beautiful story shows us the power of one simple act of kindness. This woman literally saved this man's life by simply asking him, "How are you?" And I believe in today's world, we need to ask, "How are you?" more often, especially when we see someone who struggles. And so, for the last time, I want to ask you this one question. If you see a lonely, helpless person sitting alone on the street from now on, will you act or will you ignore?